All right, we gotta go to this news about an estranged NFL player who had passed away. That's news from the Associated Press. Um, um, okay, we got a former 49ers, former San Francisco 49ers quarterback John Brody, who was an NFL MVP and a prolific passer. He dies at the age of 90. At the age of 90, John Brody, who won an MVP award and was one of the NFL's most prolific passers in history. During a 17-year career with the San Francisco 49ers team has died, he was 90. He was 90 years old. The 49ers said that Brody's family said that he died Friday. That's yesterday. Brody had a stroke on on the fall of 2000. That was October the 24th, 2000. That was like in the fall of 2000. The 49ers family is saddened to learn of the passing of one of the franchise's all-time great players in John Brody, 49ers co-chairman, the co-chairman of the 49ers football team, the 49ers football team's co-chairman, Dr. John York. He said that as a kid, my 49ers fandom began by watching John play quarterback on television. He displayed an incredible commitment toward his teammates, and his support of the organization never wavered after his playing days. See, there's a picture of John Brody when he was with the team. I mean, another fan just held like a walking stick or an umbrella. I did back to the old days. There's another picture of Brody when he was getting ready to pass the ball until one of the Cowboys tried to sack him. There's a mention in the story. There's a mention in the news. It was like John became a dear friend of mine, and he will always be remembered as an important part of the 49ers history. We express our deepest condolences to his wife Sue, who had to be Susan, and the entire Brody family. Brody played for the 49ers team from 1957 to 1973. After breaking every major passing record at Stanford, he was also a standout golfer and later played on what is now called the PGA Tour Champions and won the 1991 Security Pacific Senior Classic. This is Brody when he was right by the film projector. Stayed back home years ago. Brody Brody was also a spoiler. What's happening on here? Let me rephrase. John Brody. He was also a broadcaster, uh, serving as a football and a golf analyst for NBC, the national broadcasting company. He called the Super Bowl in January of 1979. Brody's 17 seasons are still a 49ers franchise record, and his 31,548 yards passing, rank second to a legendary football player Joe Montana on San Francisco's career passing list. When Brody retired after the 1973 season, he trailed only uh, Johnny Unitas and Fran Tarkenton on the NFL's career yards passing list. Yeah, the career yards passing list of the NFL. His 214, yes, that's what's when we right with this, y'all. His 214 touchdown passes are third behind Montana and Steve Young, right behind Joe Montana and Stephen Young in the team history, like it's mentioned. He was a great guy and a super competitor. I don't care what it was, football, cards, golf, said Jerry Mertens, who was a cornerback for the 49ers football team that was from 1958 to 1965. He was a great player and he enjoyed all of the things that were competitive. There's a T-shirt that says 49ers. Uh, the T-shirt was already been worn all those years ago. The guy just did it all, and he was a great leader. There was no question about that. Brody won the NFL MVP award in 1970. Let me explain this here. This thing about John Brody, he won the NFL MVP award, the MVP award. Well, it's the M. There's M, there's V, there's P. There's the NFL MVP award that he just won in 1970. But when he passed for the 2,941 yards and the 24 touchdowns with only 10 interceptions, he led the team, the 49ers team, to the NFC Championship game in 1970 and 1971 respectively. That was as close as he would get to the Super Bowl. That related video they already have mentioned about what happened to John Brody. They'll show you right there. See, this was mentioned about what happened to him on. See, there's the news regarding yesterday regarding John Brody, who had passed away. So you got videotapes of John Brody when he was with the 49ers day back to some years, and he passed up, he's just right behind the likes of Joe Montana and Steve Young and all these other guys that he was going to be remembered. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he was going to be remembered. It will always be remembered to this day. But when Brody when John Brody left football, the 49ers retired his jersey. His jersey was the number 12 jersey that was making him the fourth San Francisco player, the fourth San Francisco player to be so honored. Brody left. Brody had led the NFL in the yards passing three times and TD passes twice, earning the first team All Pro honors in 1970 and the second team back in 1965. A 6 foot 1 inch 200 pounder. During his playing days, Brody was born in San Francisco on August the 14th, 1935, but went to Oakland Technical High School, and he was in unanimous. All-American at Stanford in 1956. In 1956, and he just won the Kaufman Award, as the MVP in the East-West game. But in college, he earned three varsity letters in football under a coach who goes by the name of Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor. And there's two varsity letters in golf. The 49ers picked him in the first round of the 1957 draft. The 1957 draft, that's why he already got picked. Brody had his best year statistically in 1965. In 1965, that when he had the career bests of the 242 completions, 3,112 yards passing, 30 touchdown passes, and won the Associated Press NFL Comeback Player of the Year award. He surpassed the 30,000 yard milestone in the fourth game of the 1972 season. After football, Brody remained a top golfer. At the age of 56. He was playing in the 1991 Security Pacific Senior Classic at Rancho Park in Los Angeles, California, when he beat Chi Rodriguez and George Archer. What a birdie on the hole, on the first hole of a playoff. This is how he got. That's how he was remembered, man. This is how he was remembered. That's how he was being remembered. This is how he was being so remembered. This is how he was so remembered. Some other crappy news they got going on. I'm not touching in on what happened in Minneapolis, so I'm not messing with it. I gotta find out what's going on with the suicide, but I don't know. Damn, this is some old school shit here. Billy Parker. I don't even know what happened to Billy Parker. I'm gonna read this anyway. Billy Parker, who was a veteran county music singer and legendary DJ, has died. Local outlet KOTV reports that Parker, a DJ at Tulsa, Oklahoma's KVOO for nearly 4 decades, passed away on early Monday morning at a Tulsa hospital. The outlet gave no cause of death of the 88-year-old, born in Tuskegee, Oklahoma. Parker had began his radio career as a teenager in McAllister. By the age of 18, he was a regular performer on the KOTB Channel 6 network. This led to an affiliation with a country star who goes by the name of Red Foley. Red Foley, who was based in Springfield, Missouri at the time. There's a tweet. There's a tweet that's been mentioned through a picture. This is a picture of Billy Parker. It says in what's in a tweet? It got me on Instagram. Legendary DJ Billy Parker, who was a mainstay on KVOO from 1971 to 2015, has died at the age of 88. Swipe to see photos of Parker over the years. Hashtag KVOO, hashtag Billy Parker, hashtag country music. Parker eventually made Tulsa his home base, performing and working as a disc jockey, a DJ until 1968. That year, Ernest Tubb had chose him to replace Cal Smith, who was like the front man of the Texas Troubadours. During this period, Billy recorded several singles for Decca Records, produced by the renowned Nashville producer who goes by the name of Owen Owen Bradley. This is what goes on with him. Weary life on the road, Parker and his wife Jerry returned to Tulsa in 1971. In 1971, there he became a major influence in national country music radio by launching Billy Parker's Big Rigger Show. The Big Rigger Show, one of the nation's first all-night programs for for the truckers. For the truckers, that means the guys that driving them big rig trucks. His work earned him Disc Jockey of the Year honors from the Country Music Association, the CMA, in 1974, and the ACM, that means the Academy of Country Music, in 1975, 1977, 1978, and 1984. But in 1992, he was inducted into the Country Music Disc Jockey Hall of Fame, followed by numerous other accolades throughout his career. During his time at KVOO, Parker landed 23 singles on the Billboard Hot Country chart, including the hits like "Lord If I Make It to Heaven." His signature song "Thanks a Lot" also served as the title for his 2021 autobiography. Yeah, it also served as the title for his 2021 autobiography. But let me tell you about this here. Uh, Leanne Taylor, who was an anchor for KOTV, had paid tribute to Parker in a heartfelt social media post when she said that we lost a good one. She wrote on Facebook alongside several candid photos like Billy Parker passed away Monday at the age of yeah on Monday at the age of 88. Last time I saw him when I interviewed him on the morning show for his latest book. Billy was Billy was yeah, that's what I wrote. That's why I had to read. This picture's here. It says, "We lost a good one. Billy Parker passed away Monday at the age of 88. Last time I saw him was when I interviewed him on the morning show for his latest book. Billy was always so supportive of my career, and I was so grateful for his impact on me. What a true country legend." There's pictures of Billy Parker. He did some country music stuff, and there he is when he started his record deal. It says here, like from the tweet here, Billy was always so supportive of my career, and I was so grateful for his impact on me. She added, "What a true country legend." For most of his radio career, Parker's home situation, not his home situation, his home station, it was the KVOO station, his home station. It was with the call letters standing for the voice of Oklahoma. The voice of Oklahoma. In a tribute, KOTB noted that throughout the 1970s and the 1980s and beyond, that's exactly what Billy Parker was. No one who met him or heard of him will ever forget him. Uh, that's the thing about these OGs, bro. Well, I ain't touching on Deion Sanders, don't worry. Something about Deion Sanders I don't fucking find out about. Let's talk about let's talk about Mr. Deion Sanders. Coach Prime Deion Sanders. His bodyguard says that Colorado coach gets around 5 death threats per day. Oh yeah? Why you keep sending death threats? Why they keep sending death threats to Deion Sanders through his bodyguard? Deion Sanders' bodyguard has said that the NFL legend receives about 5 death threats a day, according to a YouTube video posted. I feel it was yesterday, as I know of, by Deion Sanders Jr., who was Deion Sanders' eldest son. Michael Rhodes, who was bodyguarding Deion Sanders, had already told the University of Colorado football players that Sanders had coached, is to be mindful of who they let into the team facilities. It was said the guy who was bodyguarding uh, Coach Prime Deion Sanders, and this is what Michael Rhodes, who was a bodyguard, he said this. He said that he shows you who he really is. I'm Officer Michael Rhodes. I'm head of security for Coach Prime. That's what Michael Rhodes, who was a bodyguard for Deion Sanders, told the University of Colorado football players. There's Coach Prime. He ain't scared at all. If somebody threatened him, he would pull out a gun and shoot these motherfuckers. Anybody, you'll find every motherfucker that could come to his house and say some shit to him. He got something for that. He got something for them niggas anyway. So shit, he ain't fucking playing with these cats, man. These cats send him death threats for a couple of days. That's weird for him. Weird for him to go through this shit. No other coach in Colorado will ever go through this. This is from like the fall of 2025, when Deion Sanders is watching his University of Colorado football team warm up before an the NCAA college football game against TCU football team. That was from like Saturday, October the 4th, 2025. It was somewhere in Texas, man. It was in Fort Worth. It was in Fort Worth, Texas. That's far away from Dallas. That was from the Associated Press newsroom. This is what's been mentioned. Like, okay, real quick, I want to say this. Those of y'all that are new, when y'all head up to the facilities in the morning, don't be. It means be mindful. Be mindful of who comes in with you, especially on the elevator. Don't let somebody coerce you into scanning them up on the floor, because everybody's trying to get to Coach Prime. Those people that are trying to get to them, not all of them have good intentions. So just be mindful of that. Don't prop open any doors, because my philosophy is, if the doors open, they will come through. Then they're gonna have to meet me. Sanders Sanders. He's then cited that being a black man. That's what Sanders has said. Deion Sanders. He's a he's a recording artist. He's a recording artist and football player. He's then cited being a black man for his constant death threats. This is what Michael Rhodes said this anyway. But he read this is what he said this. Uh, we get death threats all the time. Sanders said, "Why? I'm a black man making it happen, making things move, making all that happen. So we have that. So we have stuff that's real." Sanders had then asked Rhodes that how many death threats we get, and Rhodes said to Sanders about five every day. Sanders's life and well-being has been a topic of concern over the last year. Oh yeah, they got this going on with Sanders, man. Yeah, the cops caught the three people who took yeah, the cops, man. The cops had arrested those three guys that came into the house that belongs to a Cleveland Browns star. Oh, yeah, these guys got arrested. Yeah, the three suspects, man. They got arrested in a 200K burglary of a Brown star Shador Sanders' home. The police have announced. Last June, reports have surfaced that the Pro Football Hall of Famer was sidelined with an unspecified illness. In July, Sanders revealed that he had been diagnosed with an aggressive form of bladder cancer during a news conference with his doctors. Sanders has shared a portion of his intestine had been surgically reconstructed to function as a bladder. Following his bladder cancer diagnosis and treatment, Sanders frequently needed to use the restroom, so the school introduced a portable sideline bathroom for his for him during the games. During a post game press conference in October, that was last year. Uh, Sanders predicted that he was facing more blood clots after previously being impacted by them. The cat's out of the bag. All right, I think I got more blood clots. Sanders said that it don't make any sense. I'm hurting like crazy. Oh, it's not how that's not how he said it. I'm gonna read this again. It don't make sense. I'm hurting like crazy. I'm not getting blood to my leg. That's why my leg is throbbing. The blood clot issue resulted in the amputation of two toes on his left foot. In 2021, Sanders was coaching at Jackson State at the time. In 2023, the two-time Super Bowl champion missed Pac-12 Media Day to address a blood clot in his right leg and another surgery to correct curved toes on his left foot. Yeah, this is Sanders when he was watching his players warm up at a NCAA college football game against Utah on Saturday, October the 25th, 2025, in Salt Lake City in the state of Utah. That's from the Associated Press newsroom. Uh, Sanders has said this: "I'm going to go in there, surgery." That's what he said. I'm going to go in there, surgery, and I'm going to get some of the best sleep in the world for I think 4 hours. 4 hours. The surgery is going to be This is what Deion Sanders has said this on a Tuesday. He said this in verbatim. He said this in verbatim. Like I've never been high a day in my life. I've never drank, smoked, or anything. But when I get those surgeries, I am there on time. That's finished up already. These things about Deion Sanders, I feel bad. Feel bad for him, dude. Three of those news I got, three of those reports I had to fathom through, man. I had to go back to doing them. I had to do them. I had to do them because of who I was as a human being. So I got to make it my mission to do them. It it hurts me to go through this type of crap that these guys had to go through a lot. So let me go in. Uh, Let me get on there. So I gotta start dedicating this to a man who is a former NFL player. All right, this live show here is dedicated into the memoriam of the estranged NFL player of who played for the San Francisco 49ers football team in the NFL. Um, his name his name who happens to be Mr. John Brody, born in 1935 and died this year. Rest in peace, John Brody.